Yes, a bard.
Uh-huh. A bard. Anyway, all right, Gio, if
gosh.
you could start the recording. Oh, wow. Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah,
All
we're
right,
already fighting.
everybody. Welcome back to session 2. Does anyone want to recap?
Yes.
Yes. Always.
Okay. As long
should
as I
always
get one
recap.
yes, you're going to get a recap.
We should always
All
get a
right.
recap.
So last time on Strixhaven, you guys entered the pocket dimension that is Strixhaven. You walked along. Javen, you had some conversation with your family. You let them know it's like, hey, I want to be independent. Kay started skipping along as Bucky started following suit. Why is my Siri acting? No. I didn't even touch you, you fucking Siri. What else? And then you got down to the Biblioplex. You were given a small speech by a dean and a scavenger hunt. You guys went around, stuck around the middle room for a little while, had an out-of-body experience. Let's see, what else? Sorry, I do apologize, but I completely forgot to write down my recap, but we'll just go from there. You guys solved a few of the puzzles, including one that was the auditorium, where Bernard thought that he was supposed to just read in order to perform. You guys solved a bush puzzle where Bucky got jabbed with thorns because he immediately tried to attack it. Well, didn't attack it, but he very aggressively went in after the bushes. You guys ran into another member of your class who seemed a bit too bombastic for your taste, and you guys immediately verbally abused him.
Like he deserved.
Uh-huh. Point of note, if you guys are keeping track of relationship points on your cards, Geo and Javen, Cadius is now at a -1.
Good.
Any more lower and he becomes a rival.
I actually need to print out one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Aggressive padding. Yes, that's what you did. Not violently fisting the plan.
Moving on from those. Moving on. Afterwards, you managed to figure out the last puzzle, which was in the cafe. So you helped out the. Before that, Stacy signed up for the LARPing club.
Disgusting.
And then you went to the cafe, found the owner, a female gnome, was a bit over her head because the rest of her coworkers didn't show up or called out or what have you, just weren't there. And so she was dealing with the first day of school by herself, and you guys decided to be nice and help her out for a little bit, for which you guys got a little set of trinkets. I hope you guys kept track because I did not.
I got a Rubik's Cube.
You got a Rubik's Cube, yes. You got a puzzle.
I got a deck of colloquialisms.
Yes.
I will be honest. I don't have my. I'll have to go back and listen for it because I don't remember what I got. I don't have my notebook. Oh, right. Thank you.
Right. That sounds right. Anyway, Bucky afterwards then applied for a job, which the gnome immediately accepted. Was very grateful that you decided to help out. And then from there, you guys left the cafe. We're about to enter the main area of the biblioplex when you guys heard a shout. Someone saying, "That's a lot of teeth! Why is there so much teeth? That's not. Oh my goodness!" And someone running from the bookshelves. And out of the bookshelves popped a chest with a tongue and teeth and eyes. And I'm pretty sure you guys all know that this is a mimic.
Well, I do
Mimic.
now.
Even in Strixhaven lore, mimics are pretty common. Like, they are the basic fighting, like, they summon mimics for you to practice against fighting kind of thing.
Ah.
So this is just a wild mimic.
You mean there's not a dragon's horde of mimic babies hiding in the basement?
No, not in this campaign. I will say that right up front. Not doing that shit. So, first order of business. Everyone sees this threat. Geo, as you probably are about to rush in, you feel a hand on your shoulder forcibly turn you around, and then your sister shoves the potion that she got from the first clue, from the pool of water, and pops it open, shoves it down your throat, and gives you her potion, and says, "I'm going to go get help. You guys stall it. Just don't die." And takes off. Doesn't even register with her, just takes off. There you go. So
Really?
I'm not even going to make you roll for it, because a potion of healing with your low level will automatically heal you guys at 2 full.
Yeah.
So, all right. So with that, if everyone could go ahead and roll initiative. Please put
Hooray.
the number in the chat so that I can keep track. Do so for the minute.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh my. Okay. So we got a 5, a 21. Got some good rolls and some bad rolls.
The two religious folk are slow. Leave us alone.
Hold on, I
If
need
you
to
tag
pray.
me.
You're wearing a lot of armor.
Excuse
I
me.
am
need
wearing
to
an
figure out
entire
my
frock coat filled with
weaponry.
metal plates. Forgive me for not moving forward very quickly.
This chess piece is very heavy. I'm pretty sure the chess piece alone comes close to my weight.
Who has the highest dex of you two?
What's your dex score?
+2.
+2. I have a -1.
That's fine.
Funny.
All right. So what I'm going to say is you guys are starting within, probably within 10 feet of this thing. Where I'm just gonna keep track in my head. With a nat 20 initiative roll, Mimic will go first.
It's just
Okie
unfortunate.
dokie.
Well, it was a nat 20 on its initiative, not any sort of attack or anything. So be thankful for that. So, with that, it is going to move forward. And it is going to attack Bucky. Hey, I rolled for it.
At least there's that.
Does a 10 hit? Okay, cool. That is good. That is all it can do.
Describe it. Describe the whole thing. The
Okay. So, you know what? Before I do that, everyone, if they could make an investigation, insight, or perception. Okay, cool. That makes sense because it's right in front of you.
18.
18.
18 as well.
Cool.
18 on the dice plus.
That is absolutely fine.
Yeah.
All of you notice that you've seen pictures of mimics. They're kind of like they're pretty well put together, even if they are kind of amalgamations of monster and physical objects. Except for some reason, this mimic seems off. Like it's missing half of the top row of its teeth. Its left eyes are completely like on the back of the chest. It's kind of only hopping with one side of it just to move along. It just doesn't seem like it's 100% correct. So, Bucky, you see this just kind of hobble along and just as it lashes out with your tongue, and you're just standing there like, what is this? Whose puppy is this? What? Someone come get your dog. That's the kind of situation you're in. This is, regardless, this is a threat because it is, whether it is a ravenous dog or something trying to fully eat you, it is still going to bite. It's still going to do damage. So whether or not it's fully 100% the full threat it could be, it's still not good. It needs to be taken out. Make an attack. 11 does not hit. It kind of dings off the chest piece because mimics are not 100% a mimic. They still have kind of attributes of the physical object they mimic. It kind of dings off the metal edges of the actual chest, but you connect, but don't do damage. All right. Is that, you got anything else? Geo, make an what would this be? Make a perception check. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
11. Okay. Yeah, no. I'm not good. That's not good enough. So yeah. The next up is Chimeras.
Okay. So Chimeras is gonna see this and kind of be like, that doesn't look right. And she is going to take her left hand, put it on her arcane focus, which is a gem necklace that she wears, and she is going to cast mage armor on herself.
All right. What does that put your AC at?
14.
14. That's a decent AC.
Bro, wizard.
Mm-hmm.
I am
Great.
squished.
So you kind of sidle up next to Bucky as he's just standing there. And
Wait. Is she? Did she say that she was going in, or is she just casting mage armor
Oh,
on
No,
herself?
I just
you're
cast
right.
mage armor.
My bad.
I just
That's
I'll
very
put
important.
on my arcane focus and cast mage armor.
So
She's still
you're
she's still 10 feet away.
Yes.
Cool. Well, see, here's the thing. The mimic went first, so the mimic moved up to you guys. The
Mm,
mimic is still
Within
right
5
there.
feet of it.
okay, so yeah, what was our formation? Were we in like a line? Were we in a spearhead formation? Like what was the formation of us going in?
I feel like we would have been in a line if we're all kind of like walking next to each other and like talking. I don't think we would have like done a single file line, but more of like a side by
Like a
side
scattered line?
Yeah.
So do you really think that Chimeras would have been near the front with Bucky?
They were skipping together.
Yes, they
All
were.
right, well then, all right, yeah, fair enough.
Which is kind of why I rolled who it was going to go after.
Fair enough.
All right, so mage armor. Anything else?
Means the
Nope.
two tanks are in the back. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm. I mean, technically, you're off to the side, so you still have a chance to rectify it. Your turn is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, tank number 1, Alexi, you are up.
All right. So I'm assuming that I see some sort of effect around Chimeras as her mage armor goes into effect. Would that be possible to infer, DM?
Sorry, I got an important message that I was waiting for all day, just now, responding to it. Which, Kate, by the way, Mike just messaged me back. He'll get it to me immediately in the morning.
Okay. Better be first thing in the morning, because I swear to God, if we lose this apartment, I'm going to die.
Yep. So, anyway, moving on. I'm sorry, what was your question again, Cedric?
Was there a visible effect when Chimeras cast mage armor?
That is actually up to Chimeras. What
Oh.
does your mage armor look like?
So my mage armor would add a light like a light orange glow. Like I'm still green, but I just have like a light orange aura because I'm trying to channel more of my summer Eladrin, knowing that I'm probably going to have to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Fair enough.
Very nice.
All right. So seeing that, I would assume that she has given herself some sort of aid or protection. And I would look at our armorless Aarakocra standing right in front of the toothy thing and go, "That is not a good idea. In Aethriel's name!" And I will cast Shield of Faith on Bucky. Raise your AC by 2, please. In the meantime, Alexi kind of rolls his neck, and as his concentration falls on the disguise self spell, as he, you see his skin shade go from its pale white to a cerulean blue, and around his head, instead of that kind of semi-normal patch of hair, he actually has a pair of horns that begin almost at the back and extend around his head like a crown. Just the same color, just kind of bulbous. And as he goes, he cracks his neck and summons to his hands misty weapons, a hand axe and a shield, as he decides to wade in and start hacking at this thing. Let me roll for attack.
Cool.
Is Shield of Faith a bonus action?
Shield of Faith is a bonus action.
God damn.
Mm-hmm.
Does a 15 hit?
15 hits.
All right,
Roll your
1d6 damage. Wow, good roll. 5 damage.
5 in total.
5 in total, yeah.
Cool. So, Cedric, if you could, describe how the shield and your weapons manifest. Is there any sort of...
I don't really have the domains in front of me, so I can't really describe where they come from. But
do you want to just pick one for now?
yeah, I guess immediately we'll just go off of Ravenloft. So you'll have kind of this bear kite shield that is embossed with as it gets summoned, it's a white background with a stylized raven on the front. And as his hand axe comes to his hand, the blade actually looks a little bit like a feather, but it has crow's teeth in 3 prongs out the front, almost not crow's teeth, sorry, but crow's talons, and 2 feathers hanging off of the half.
Very nice.
But yes, you watch this red-pantsed, coated person who suddenly turned blue just wallop the mimic with an axe. Just... I think that leads us to our owl friend.
Yes, it does. Bernard.
So, fumbling, trying to get his sword out in the middle of all of this happening, he's like, "I'll be right there." I
You
take
were
my
not
sword out.
expecting a fight.
Take the sword out, and as I do, I see that happen next to me, and I'm like, I kind of look Alexi up and down. He cracks his neck. I was going to say something, and then he runs in, and I go, we'll talk later. And then I run in. I run in shield. I run in with my shield in front of me. In my left hand, my sword in a sort of hilt to hip sort of stabbing position. And I run in and get the last remaining side next to the mimic. So that we can all proceed to party stomp this thing.
Stop! Get good.
And as I do, I mutter to myself a very quick prayer to Afara involving community and kicking the shit out of something with my friends. So I will go ahead and roll my attack with advantage because we're flanking now.
Absolutely. You get a feeling back that's justified, kind of like a power of the people the justice that is city justice.
Justice for Gotham! I run in, and as I do so, I rolled a natural 17 to hit the mimic.
Okay, that hits.
With well, I guess I don't have magic yet, so there's nothing magical going on. But the fighting style that I envision Bernard having is I run in, and in one swift motion, I stick the sword out onto the left side of the shield, just a little bit, and I push the shield and the sword into it at once, and then stand back. So it's always and I come back to where I am. So that's going to be a D8. We'll use this one.
I love that we essentially have a hoplite in the party.
That is going to be 6 damage.
6 damage. Ow. Right. Cool. Anything else?
I don't think I have any bonus actions. No one's hurt, right? No one's been hit.
Nope.
Not at the moment.
All right. Yep. I'm all good.
Cool. With that, we are back at the top with the mimic. Let's see who rolls to it hits because it is surrounded. Oh dear. Okay. Oh dear.
Don't you oh dear like that. Don't you come after me. That was
Chimeras, what was your AC again?
14.
Uh-huh. So it rolls with disadvantage. And it
Uh-huh.
Why does it roll with disadvantage?
Because of all the fucked up shit that you see that's going on with it.
Well, can you describe that, DM? Or cut it out? What
Okay,
kind of...
fine. If you want the visual, jeez.
Yes, you're the DM. I want the visuals. Give
So
me the visuals.
you guys are essentially surrounding this thing, looking really just like, oh shit. And so it's already like there is some sort of sentience, realizing that this mimic it is not in a good situation, both physically and in this fight, and so it's doing its best, but it still ain't good enough because it just like physically it can't like fully control the chest it's taken over. It like it can't open its mouth sometimes. It's just like it's a mess. It's like one of those 16-year-old dogs that just has no business still being alive, but the owner is just like, no, I love it, I love it, I love it. But it's like, man, that thing is barely breathing.
The constant description of this is a very sad pet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you guys are curb stomping it.
He rolled
To
a
be
nat
fair-
20 on insight, and you told him it was fine. So we're all going with it.
Yeah, no, like, because you know that it would, if you guys didn't take care of this, it would go after anyone else here, which you do see that's surrounding you. All of the other people in the area are trying to get out of the biblioplex, so it's kind of a mess surrounding you.
Okay, so
They were
for
trying to
sure,
run away instead of help, assholes.
all kind of it. I feel like the sadness you're describing is more of like it's realizing that it might die, not the fact that it's scared and lost. It's just it's afraid it might die.
Yes, pretty much.
Okay, cool. That makes it sound a lot less like a pet.
No, it is not. You know what?
No sane person would keep this as a pet.
Yes.
Stop it.
So anyway, 14. It rolled a 20 to hit you. So at disadvantage, I rolled a 15 and an 18.
It's not
Asshole.
not impossible.
It gets a +5 to hit. Damn.
The plus 5
I mean, to be fair, Wizard, you are the easiest meal out of all of us.
I know.
You just
I'm-
look so orange and tasty.
I am rolling to see who it hits each turn. So it's not I'm going to after the wizard kind of thing. This thing has no tactics.
But for it that way.
What?
She looks tasty, maybe. I don't know.
Well, we'll see when it hits. It might get a taste for her.
She looks like an elfin vegetable.
You take 8 damage.
Fuck. Is she down?
Yes.
So immediately, this thing knows it can't win. So it kind of takes a minute to suss out which one of you looks the easiest. First, it goes to the smallest, but that thing is covered in metal. Not going after that. Then it finds the skinniest. That one looks tasty. As it lashes out and grabs a pseudopod, or hits you with a pseudopod. Oh, no. Okay. Sorry, there was one last thing that I apparently missed in the thing. But anyway, it hits you and just like smacks you right across the face. Doesn't do much damage to anyone else, but this thing is... It got a good hit on you. And Chimeras goes down.
No, the wizard.
Of course, you targeted the fragile one. You are welcome to try, Bucky. I don't blame you on this front.
So with that, Bucky, what you gonna do about it? You can certainly try. Roll to attack. That hits. Roll your damage. 7. Cool. It's still up. It's still gnashing and being all weird, but pieces are falling apart on it, and it's just like it looks so disgusting, and it clearly does not need to be here. It should not be here. It does not belong here at all. It is.
It was 7 damage, Geo. 7.
Good work on the greatsword there, Gio. So we know you just pull Orcrist out of the ground and just fucking stab it. Nice.
You stab it in the mouth, and it goes through the back of it, but it goes through that slit in the back. Like you hit flesh, but then it hits the slit between the lid to the chest and the actual chest itself. So you do damage, but it's like it's got the sword in its mouth. And it's like
That's disgusting.
it's slobbering. It's slobbering everywhere. So,
But Bucky, you look so slimy.
speaking of which, Chimeras, make a death save for me.
Jesus Christ.
Episode 2, the death saves begin.
Fuck you and the horse that you put in on.
Oh no.
Did you just roll in at 1?
Oh, a 7, but it doesn't beat the DC.
Fair.
You have 2 more death
So-
saves.
Cool. You're not dead yet, but Alexi, it's your turn.
Alright. So I immediately look around after seeing Chimeras fall to the ground. Doing a little
It falls
turn.
flat on her ass.
Yeah, you watch me do a little turn as my hand holding the shield comes up. I clench a fist, and you watch as a spectral version of Chimeras is forced back into her body as I shout, "No!" Healing word.
Nice.
So that is 1d4 plus my wisdom modifier, which is 2.
I gotta look at something real quick.
Kate, heal for 4 damage, please. And then, as this continues, he swings the shield around, and you watch as he just gongs his axe against the shield. I'm going to use Toll the Dead.
Ooh.
Because it's already been damaged, I believe it's a 1... Let me double check Toll the Dead, but I believe it's a 1d8.
I actually haven't used that spell so much, so I have no
I think it's a wisdom saving throw.
Yep, wisdom saving throw from the... Oh shit, it is missing hit points, so if it fails, it takes 1d12. So have the... yeah, could you please have the Mimic make a wisdom saving throw, please? DC 12, I believe?
How much did you heal Kai for?
4.
All right.
That's one of my spell slots down.
It fails.
Fails. 1d12 damage.
Go ahead and roll it.
Hey, 4 necrotic damage. So you watch
Ooh.
as like a spiky hand rings a slow silver bell over this thing's hull as I just kind of gong the axe against the shield, and you watch as black energy seeps into the wound that Bucky already left for it, making it look even worse.
Oh,
Does
it's
it-
rotting. It's definitely
Please keep
rotting.
stabbing it. It appears to be working.
Does it rot enough to where Bucky can actually pull his sword out and stop getting slobbered on?
Sure, we'll say that. It just kind of like lubricates everything in there. Not that it help. It just slides right back out, and you now have a slime covered hand and sword. Fair.
I'm going in again, boys.
Yep. I feel like Alexei would just look at Chimeras and be like, "Welcome back. Death is not done with you. Onward!"
How would Chimeras react to that?
Like, so I'm like, wait, what? Son? Oh, like, kind of pounding headache kind of thing, and just kind of stumbles up and like, I'm okay. And just kind of like very much not like herself, but like she has a migraine. Like,
Oh.
I'm gonna.
Is this the first time Kai is experiencing some form of death?
Spoiled child. So
Cool.
Very much spoiled child.
Pain. Also, I may have died.
Anyway, Bernard.
So while Bernard's sitting there behind his shield, expecting to be hit because he's usually the one that gets hit, nothing is going for him. So he's just kind of looking around, confused a little bit. And then he sees all the magic that Alexei does, and he sees Bucky get covered in slime. He sees Chimeras go down and then come back up. So he just kind of looks around, thinks to himself, "We'll talk about this later." And then I continue to attack it. I have a lot of things I want to say, but now's not the time.
No.
Fight first. Friendship
talking
later.
for me would talking for me would take way too long anyway. 16.
16 hits.
Nice.
Roll that Danny.
Here we go. Ooh, 9 damage.
Ooh, very good hit.
So this time,
Javen,
yep. Yeah.
take it.
Oh. So after Bucky yanks his sword out, and goes in for another attack, Bernard just looks around, goes in for a stab, but sees that it's weak. And I jump up as high as I can and just with my shield body slam it and squish it down.
You slam down. It kind of does that. Like, people, you expect it to do that cartoon just like flattening itself, but this is not a cartoon. You hear the crunch of the chest, the metal scraping, the actual flesh on the inside squish as slime and goo and bits of chest just kind of scatter. Not and you are on your shield with a destroyed mimic under you.
Are the rest of us covered in slime?
Yeah, there's no dodging it because you are point blank just. The only one who is not is Bernard, who had the shield to block it.
Yes.
I then, after feeling it not move, remove the shield from my hand and then just sort of sled down the goop.
All
I
right. And
stand
with
up, pick my shield up, and goes, "Is everyone okay?"
I will. I will be okay. And I go over to my little pouch and I take my healing potion and I just chug the rest of it so I can just kind of feel refreshed and be okay.
With that, again, you guys don't have enough HP to roll for it, so go ahead and heal yourself to full. With that, after the fight is over, about 30 seconds pass again, and then you guys hear a flapping from above. As coming in is a owlin who is dressed as a faculty member, and as she lands, she just kind of lands gracefully, and then immediately takes an attack stance. Sees that the mimic is nothing but goo on the ground. Oh dear. Well, it seems I'm late. What? Did you children? Were you the ones who took this thing out? Oh my! Oh, but that's very ingenuitive.
I clean my sword, put it back in the scabbard, and go. It was a team effort.
Well, I suppose so. Those things are rather difficult to. Well, is anyone hurt? Does anyone need assistance?
I point at Kai as well.
Alexei just looks and is like, she'll be fine. He's only deaf.
Young lady, did you go out?
Only for a few seconds.
Oh my! Oh my! Well, I would suggest going to the nurse's office. Normally, you first years, this is your first day, and this is not. This is rather highly unorthodox. Well, do you need anything at the moment?
I would like a shower.
A nap.
She's not. She's asking chimeras, like specifically.
I mean, I could use the nap, or like a bed, someplace to sleep.
Oh, I rather think so. Well, I suppose I could help with that. If you all will come to, I am Professor Mavinda Sharpie. I am a guidance counselor here, and if you would like, part of the festivities today was actually to hand out dorm assignments and your given schedules. So if you would like to come with me, I can give those to you now. You can all
Can you please repeat that name?
Mavinda Sharpbeak. Mavinda is spelled Mavinda, Sharpbeak, all one word.
Shark beak, as
beak?
in like chomp chomp jaws.
Sharp,
beak.
Sharpbeak.
Okay.
Vinda Sharpbeak, guidance counselor.
Yes. She is also an owlin.
What kind of owl is she, Eddie?
Give me a second. I was prepared for this question, so give me a second. Wait, you went to the cafe? Oh. Okay.
I would go. I would like just grab Bucky's hand after he starts walking away, and I go, we should go with her.
Oh yes, young man. This way. I you know what? That we actually do have some giveaway towels that I could possibly give you. Yeah. So this way, and she leads you towards one of the lecture halls, which has like a little signage in front of it. Which, just side note, that is the owl that that's what she looks like, and it is a northern hawk owl.
Ah,
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Alexei's Alexei is going to dismiss his shield and hand axe. Goop falling from them as he does. He's just like, well, this is unpleasant.
Yeah, your weaponry is all ethereal, and so as it disappears, it's technically ethereal in nature, and then you make it physical during when you summon it, and so when you dismiss it, it just kind of like vanishes, and the goop just falls in place.
Yep, that's what I figured would happen. To be fair, this coat is very heavy, especially when it's wet. No, that is...
yes,
yes, it's quite strenuous.
Personally, I just like to take a bath, just dunk myself in there, and just swim around a bit.
You're crazy.
Well, that is a rather rude thing to say while I'm trying as a faculty member. Yes, as I said, she kind of leads everyone to a lecture hall where there's kind of a little sign that's out front that said "Get schedules and dorm assignments here," and it's just like an empty lecture hall, and at the bottom is like a couple staff, two other guidance counselors at the bottom that are just like handing out schedules. And there's a couple kids in here that kind of got the message, but after the mimic thing, most people just fled the biblioplex altogether.
As we're kind of walking towards the assignment area, I kind of, because I'm so small, I actually use thaumaturgy to kind of throw my voice, and I do it like a little whisper next to Alexi's head, and I just whisper really quietly, "We should talk later." No stutter.
I look down, give him a nod, and continue walking towards the promised dorm assignments.
Okay.
I do the same.
So as you get down there, as Professor Sharpie gets you down there, she does go behind the table, rummages around for a couple seconds, and then comes up with a kind of a box, like a little one of those wooden crate boxes, and in them is some of those. They're not full like bath towels. They're more of those like gimmick towels that you kind of give away at games. And she just starts handing. They're little hand towels, and she just starts handing them to Bucky, just like, let me know when that's enough. Okay, there you go. Oh, if you could actually, you just that's fine.
Just dripping all over the floor.
This is coffee, you know. Well, you know. In all fairness, it's probably not the worst thing that's been left on this floor. This is a school, son. There are many things that have gone through. This room in particular is in need of a refurbishment. Oh well, we do hold the magical physiologies class in this lecture hall every year, so we do get quite a bit of animal excrement all over the place.
Gee, you're really selling this place.
Mm-hmm. Well, the janitorial staff is top notch. They get a lot of practice with their prestidigitation.
I shrug.
Well, if that is if that's all the towels you need, let's go ahead and get you all sorted out with your dorm assignments and your. Oh yes, yes, there are showers. You will.
Mhm.
Okay. And then if I read correctly, Kate is also out of the room.
Yes.
So I will leave it up to you two. Do you want to wait until they get back to get your schedules and assignments, or do you want to?
I feel like if we're
Yes.
getting if we're getting our schedules and assignments and all that, that's fine. If anything, Cedric and I can have we can have our private word. Yeah. Like while we're kind of like waiting back, Bucky's drying himself off.
Mhm.
Kai's doing something. I would.
She's
We
sitting
can
in the
talk to
front
the side.
row of the lecture hall, just kind of like recovering from her near-death experience.
Do they bring out like a shock blanket and put it around her?
Yes, the
Oh,
space
oh
blanket.
yeah, she Professor Sharkbeak goes around, hands her what's the equivalent of a little Gatorade.
Mm-hmm. A small little tincture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just drink this; it'll help.
While our group kind of separates and everyone has like a quiet moment to themselves, I would approach Alexei and just look up at him and go, what exactly are you?"
Oh, I try to pass for humanoid most often, but I am what is known as a hex blood.
Do I make a roll on that, or is there not even a chance that I would know what that is?
You know what? I am thinking of a DC in my head, and you do a. You know what? Any sort of mental stat, and you tell me why you think that would work. But I'm thinking history.
um, you're thinking history?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I would say probably history. I mean, the only other contender I would see is maybe religion, if Hexbloods are religious, but I know he's religious, and
You're trying to figure out
it's not like Bernard's like dumb or anything. So maybe like all this
this.
kind of necrotic stuff that I see him like kind of displaying, maybe that'll
Yeah,
spark something.
this is it's something that's kind of universal, but it's again, it's not. It's a very unique happenstance. So I will go ahead and roll, and we'll go from there. Cool.
A natural 16 with a religion check that's +3, with a history check that's a +1. So whatever you would want to happen with that.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to say that you would at least know. Okay. Cedric, correct me if I'm wrong, but Hexbloods don't necessarily need to be from the domain. They are just the result of witchcraft and hags doing their thing.
Yes.
Correct. Okay, so they could easily not be from a domain.
Yes, the reason Alexei's from a domain is because that's kind of how he almost died.
Fair. So, you would at least know that hexbloods are from the Fae, and they are the result of some weird witchcraft, non-religious stuff that you're not exactly knowledgeable about. That being said, it's still kind of up in the air as to what exactly is a hexblood.
So I would kind of kind of tilt my head a little bit. Well, to me is a little bit. To you is probably more so. But I kind of tilt my head and just go, hexblood. That's witchcraft.
Very much so.
So why are you here?
Honestly, I am looking for a way out. Is you may not believe me, but the place I left is, you might say, exciting. I would say deadly.
Hmm. Well, do you mean us any ill will?
I would say no. My goal here is to learn magic enough that I am no longer bound where I am original, or maybe not originally from, but currently housed, as it were.
Um, can I do a self-imposed insight check to see if Bernard believes it?
Sure.
Because now
What is
I
your
did
actual?
just meet this fellow.
Yeah. What is your actual wisdom score?
My wisdom score is 14.
Okay, so that's your DC.
14.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a nat 4, so I got a 6.
Hmm. Yeah, he's sus.
I kind of straighten my head up and kind of go, okay. Then we mm, hmm. And I just walk away.
All right. No, I think
So we
were
we
off doing your.
we canonically stated that you were, if anything, once you started cleaning yourself off, Bernard would have like pat you on the leg to make sure you were okay, and if you gave him like a nod, he would just walk off.
Mhm.
Primaris is in the front row getting nursed back from shock, and then me and Alexi are having like a private chat.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's any kind of confirmation would be fine.
Yeah. So, anywho, that wraps up, and you head back to the table. Bucky, you finish wiping yourself off to your somewhat satisfaction. Chimeras, you are sitting in the front row, just kind of like, "Oh, that happened." And Professor Sharpbeak comes up and is like, "Here, drink this; it'll help." And just kind of hands you the equivalent of like a Gatorade.
She takes it, takes a small sip. It's like pretty tasty and just downs it.
What you four did was nothing short of stupid, brave, but stupid. As a member of the faculty, I would have to ask you anytime something like this happens. I would again ask you not to do this again. Please go find someone of the staff to help deal with this. You are not. Well, we can't have students dying on us, can we?
Why is everyone dunking on Bucky?
Hold on. Uh, miss. Uh, I'm in no means trying to lecture you or insult you. I apologize if I did. This is just as we do have rules, and given that you are this is your first day. You haven't exactly been introduced to our systems, so uh, no reports are going to be filed. But please exercise caution in the future. That is all I'm asking. Um, Professor Sharpbeak kind of comes around the table. Actually, no, she was just at Chimera, so she walks up to you and just again, what you did was very brave, and I commend you for taking out the mimic and doing this school a solid. But that said, we will have to train you properly next time. One of you did get hurt. So, with that, let's see our schedules. And she goes back to the table and starts rummaging through. All right, who would like to go first?
At that point, I imagine Bernard and Alexi would come back to the group, and I would look at Bucky and like pat him on the leg once, and just like give him a nod, like and give him like a once over to make sure all the goop is off. If anything, I give you like a once over, and I like take my little owl tail and just kind of scratch like a little clump off, and just kind of shrug and nod in agreement of like, yeah, you just need a bath. I I would kind of take note of that and just pocket it for later to discuss later. And then I walk over to Kai and make sure that she was okay. Just kind of like look up at her, give her a once over, and just kind of like look at her quizzically and just be like, are you okay?
I will be. I would just that was a lot, and I didn't even do anything. I was the victim.
The first time I ever went down, I was 12, and Scott knocked me out.
Scott is an asshole, isn't he?
It sucks. Yep. Yeah. No fun going down.
Alexei remains conspicuously silent.
I squint at Alexi when he's quiet, and I look back at Kai.
Professor Sharkbeak is just standing there waiting for someone to actually follow her instructions.
Well, it was one of those. I was letting Javen finish, but like, if she's like, Kai said, Mimi, I want my schedule, please.
Yes, that would be quite beneficial for you. So you can head back to your room. Can I get your last name, ma'am?
Ophandris.
Mm-hmm. Oh, are you Andraste's little sister?
I am.
Ah, wonderful. She's such a gem. It was wonderful having you. I expect good things from you.
I really hope I don't disappoint you.
Well, I have low standards, so we'll see. uh, with that, here's your schedule. And she hands you a piece of paper that has your name, the breakdown of your schedule, and well, it seems what, 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh, it seems a bit of a clerical mistake. It has you down for 6 classes. You shouldn't be like that.
Well, I did request the 6th class because I'm really torn between basic biology and magical creatures because I'm just fascinated by both, and obviously being a ladrin, I'm super connected to nature, so I want to like make sure that I'm taking care of my plants and making sure I'm using the correct plants for like correct herbs and stuff. But like magical creatures just seem so cool, so I did request to take both.
Hmm. And you are aware that you are taking magical physiologies, correct? That is
Yes, ma'am.
almost. Oh. Hmm. Uh, roll me a persuasion with advantage.
Ugh. 14.
14. Okay. Uh, um. Well, let's just see. This times, yes, you would. You'd be rather busy, but yeah, it would be possible. All right. Well, it's your choice. And she hands you your schedule with your dorm assignment. Which, if you are curious, your dorm number is 3-411B.
3-411B.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Does that mean building 3, 4th floor? Just like this is like my brain.
Yep. Building
Building 4th floor,
room 11,
11B.
suite B.
B. Cool.
I'll explain how the dorms actually are laid out when we get to that point.
Okay. Does it
So-
have anything about roommates, or
Nope.
is that just something I find out when I get there?
You find out when you get there.
Cool.
Also, and here's your student badge, and she hands you a kind of like it's like a police badge kind of size, but it's a circular pin with a single almost stretched out teardrop shape, kind of pointing upwards. Bless you. Bless you. You're fine. You're fine. And then below it, it just says K. Ophandris. This acts as your. Bless you. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We heard
Clearly not.
someone sneeze.
It wasn't me.
Anywho, let's get our door
Anywho.
numbers first. Let's get our door numbers first, and then you can describe the buildings and how they're laid out. That would be
Yeah,
a
sounds
lot
good to
more.
me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is your ID badge. It is what keeps you for honestly, the first year is restricted to the central campus, but this is also acts as your student ID. So yeah, that's your student ID is the badge.
Thank you so much.
What was that?
I said thank you so much.
You're quite welcome. Who's next?
I look at Bucky and I look him up and down with the slime balls inside of his feathers, and I just motion for him to go.
Bucky, as you do, you hear behind you the door to the lecture hall open, and your sister is dragging your brother down to the orientation. Not the orientation. The guidance room, where the guidance counselor is. It's like, you have not. I told you you were supposed to get this right away. I get that things were distracting, and oh, good, you're here. We can all get our schedule. And
Geo
she will
Geo
be-
said 1 moment. Geo said 1
Oh.
moment.
Okay.
He is not gonna be happy to see his sister again. I can already tell.
Sorry. Yes, your sister just entered the room with dragging your brother along, saying it's kind of stupid. Oh, good, you're here. We can get our schedules all together. And so dear, very anxious. Could I have your last name, please? Okay. She just goes pretty much the same box as she just was in. Oh, Donald. And I'm assuming you two are the same. The same. Yes. Yeah. We're all O'Donnells. I have a Reggie. There we go. Okay. And I have a Stacy. Here we go. And so, last but certainly not least, Bucky.
What is she going backwards?
Sir, your student ID. That was your brother's. Is he like this? Does he even know where he's going?
He'll find his way.
I'm sure he won't. Anyway, and then she looks at Alexi and Bernard. Which one of you two would like to go next?
Which would you prefer?
I instinctively squint at Alexi, but I like force myself to not. and I go, it doesn't matter to me.
All right.
We'll all get there eventually.
Alexi will go ahead and step forward then.
Young man. Can I have a last name then for you?
Karsonov.
That's with a K, I believe, right? Correct?
Yes.
All right. K's, K, A, K, A. Here we go. Carson
Man, she sounds like me.
She doesn't say anything because I honestly don't know how she would react to that. So I'm just gonna.
Bernard mutters that under his breath. She talks.
There you go. And then and here is your badge as well. And then again, you young man. What can I get a last name for you?
Ironwood.
Is it, Ironwood?
Wing. Sorry.
Iron Wing. Okay. Yeah, so yes, I had your siblings in earlier. They grabbed theirs almost right away.
Well, that's probably because they weren't fighting the mimic.
This is true. The mimic had not shown up yet, but here we go. Are you Bernard or Scott?
I do the same squint that I did at Alexi.
Bonus question.
Bernard.
Yes. Okay. Well, here we go. If you do see Scott, please know that he still has not picked up his schedule yet.
I won't, and I take my stuff.
Very interesting fellow.
I heavily disagree.
No, she says this about you as you're leaving.
Oh, I thought she was still talking about Scott.
No. She has not met Scott because Scott has not.
And
individual.
also, I didn't leave. I just took my stuff, and I'm awaiting for her to tell me where to go.
Oh. All right. Well, minus the one that just took off. You might want to go find him real quick. The dorms are going to be if you head out of the big duplex, you head to the left, follow that around, and she kind of gives you like turn by turn directions to where the dormitories are situated. I don't have actual place on the map, so we're just going to say like you guys get directions to the dorm, and it'll be just a.
Do we all have dorm numbers?
Yes. Sorry, I forgot because Bucky kind of like stormed off, and I completely didn't have a chance to give it to him. Is he? No, he's not. Okay. Alexi, your dorm assignment is 2-212A.
And also, how many classes does everyone have?
Aside from
I have 6 because I'm an overachiever.
Yes, Chimeras decided
has 6 classes. Bucky, how many classes does Bucky have?
Do you want me to tell them, or do you want say how much you? Okay, you have 4 plus the mandatory magical physiologies, which makes it 5. Fair.
Bucky is trying.
Doing his best. All right. Honestly, the rest of you are all in the same boat. You have 4 plus the magical physiologies.
Yep.
So, Bernard, do you remember the dorm assignment I gave Alexi?
No, I didn't hear the dorm assignment you gave Alexi. If you can also repeat Bucky's as well. It was 2 dash something.
Oh no, Bucky was 3-210A. Here, you know what? I'm gonna put them in the chat.
3-210A.
So let's see. Yes, Bernard and Alexi. You are both 2-212A.
Christ.
You guys are roommates.
I assume it doesn't get said out loud as Alexi goes first, and then Alexi goes off and wander. Oh, does Alexi leave without me? I'm assuming.
No,
everyone else is kind of just scattering.
I feel like Alexi would just kind of stick around, seeing if the rest of the party is going to be together. But if they all kind of break off, he'd be like, "Oh, I guess it's time to go hunt for mine."
Well, I mean, I think the only person that broke off was Bucky.
Yeah, Bucky.
I just got myself and was like waiting because I'm like,
oh, gotcha.
Which yes,
I was like, do we have any classes together outside of the mandatory one? Like, she's
gotcha.
very.
I was mistaken. I thought you had also gone towards your dorm. Okay.
Nope.
Awesome. Cool. So at that point, Alexi, would you have gone to Chimeras and kind of like been talking with her at all?
Would I have gone to talk with Chimeras?
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, I feel like Alexei wouldn't really feel like cheating death is something he needs to talk to her about, unless she really wants to just try and like catch up on schedules. If she wants to talk to him, that's fine. He's just like, all right, guess we're done with this.
Fair enough.
She would wait for everybody to be done with schedules, and that way everybody can kind of like compare together.
Point of note: as soon as Bucky and the O'Donnells got their schedules. After Bucky took off, Stacy obviously went after him, and Reggie was just kind of like, "I don't know you people," and just left.
Fair
Okay.
enough. I would have given him a respectful nod and then just watched him leave. I'm assuming we got all of the classes that we wanted.
Yes, yes.
Cool.
Like I said, I was not going to deal with like, oh, you don't get this class. At least not for the first year. And this is just kind of like,
Yeah.
The only person that would have had that was me because
yeah, you had to convince the guidance counselor that you were able to take 6 classes. Like, you physically handled taking 6 classes.
yeah.
So at that point, once I reconvene with Alexi and Chimeras, I go, well, that's everyone. Should we track down Bucky?
Probably. I don't know how far he's gotten off to. So it's probably a good idea.
Although maybe he'll find his way, and maybe he'll take a bath. Well, you two definitely need baths too.
Yes, I am very not clean.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we're going to cut to Bucky. Bucky, were you going to head straight for your dorm? It is only within the biblioplex. Um, you know what? Let's do this. You're up there for a good while, and just before you head down, you see someone else in the air, and you recognize your brother Reggie. Seems to be looking for you. Well, Stacy's being her usual bossy self and told me to. She said we needed to find you. I didn't think that it mattered too much, but yeah, I didn't want her kicking my ass, so. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not bringing you back. I'm just not gonna tell her I didn't find you. Okay, you good, bro? Oh yeah, no, I already got that. Dorms are down over there if you need. Dude, you don't have to explain to me. I don't fucking care. Honestly, it could be either way. Could be mad, could be sad, could be happy. I don't care. You're just no. I'm just I'm just gonna go to my room, dude. I don't give a fuck about Stacy. She was preventing me from actually entering the dorm, and
This is just two brothers that were hiding out in the same spot.
yeah. Yeah, like dude, she can kick my ass. And I mean honestly, a lot of people can kick my ass, but I don't need okay. And he just kind of like limply follows along. And do you have more? Stacy is actually in the air as well, looking for you.
Oh my god.
Okay. Um, roll an intimidation check. Uh huh.
I mean, how intimidating can a bird be? Let's be honest.
I mean, this is
Have you seen an emu?
Fair point.
Do you
Roll.
see either of us being emus?
um, she stares you down. Help you? You are the crown prince. Fucking act like it. You know what?
We
Was someone saying something?
I was gonna ask, can we try to find Bucky right now?
No,
No,
because you
no,
guys.
no. This is sibling shit. We gotta let them work it out.
All right,
This is,
cool.
plus, they are in the air.
I mean, I could go say hi.
You could, but are you going to?
Fuck no. I'm not. I have 5 other siblings. You think I got time for that sibling bullshit? No, sir.
Fair. Yeah. Okay, so you tell her that she's the biggest bitch and just to fucking stop. Um, I am just trying to keep you from making a fool of yourself, and honestly, a fool of Dad. So that's how it's gonna be. First day, you're just gonna automatically start this shit because you are the fucking crown prince. People are looking at you. You may think that we're in another dimension, Bucky, but people are here from our dimension. They are looking at you as the future ruler. I would, but your apparently eager ass was the first one to burst out of the egg. Point is, neither one of us know who's going to be taking that throne. So why don't we act like we're both going to be taking the throne, and we'll find out later. You know what? Fine. Go do your own thing. Act an idiot. See what I care. I didn't bully. Reggie, did I bully you? Right. And you can. Reggie's Reggie's just got his like. He's just starting to slowly fly away. Just like I'm not part of this, guys. I did not bully him. I just said that we should look for. Yeah, because he didn't want to do anything. That's. You know what? Fine. Fuck off. I am done with you. If you want to make a fucking idiot of yourself, be my guest. I'm done. I I I need a shower. Or she says bath because uh Eric over, but like I need a bath and just flies off. No, she said bath. This is more me being a human used to saying shower. So, but yes, she just says that, and Reggie's already flown like 60 feet away, just like while you and your sister were paying attention to each other and no one was paying attention to him, he just kind of slowly is making his escape. Um, both in the same direction. What did you say? Just because it didn't pick up well over the mic. All right, cool. And dorm rooms. So, Bucky, you you kind of stormed off without actually knowing that the dorm assignment was on your uh, schedule, didn't you? Did you storm off before you realized that dorm assignments were on the schedule, or did? Okay, fair enough. So yes, your dorm assignment is 3210A, which means Building 3, Floor 2, Room 10, Suite A. The way the dorms are laid out is there are 4 buildings, uh, all in use for the first year on the main campus. Everyone above that obviously have dorms on their individual college campus. For the first years, room assignments go or room layouts go as follows. Since uh, since Strixhaven kind of plays host to some rather large species, the dorms themselves are actually quite spacious. They are meant to hold a max of 1 large creature and 1 medium creature in kind of a cramped space, but it would be the largest that they would put in. Other assignments are 2 medium creatures, uh, one small and 1 medium. They can actually fit 3 small in them if it's so laid out that way. You are all technically medium-sized creatures.
No,
So-
I am not.
Or no, Bernard is a small creature. That is right. So as I stated earlier, Lexi and Bernard are roommates, which is a
Okay, can we because Bucky got his thing, can we just role play us walking down the hallways with each other?
sure.
I'm not, I don't want to like step on your toes or anything, but like
No, no,
I have
that's,
some
that's
things that I
fine.
would like to say. I have a few bits
Uh,
that I'd like to throw out.
First, let me kind of describe the actual layout of the
For
rooms.
sure. For sure.
So as you get into the buildings, they're kind of like basic hotels where they have the hallway going down the center of the building, and then on each side the rooms. Uh, Evenly spaced are several doors, probably a good distance apart because they've got the rooms that are spaced between them. But to get into your room, you go through the room assignment, which is like 210, 12, whatever. That part is the actual door. When you get into that door, there are two more doors one to your left, one to your right, and each one is labeled A, B, and that is your actual room. So the room number is the suite number, and then your room assignment is that number plus the letter.
Okay, so essentially A and B are going to be like next door neighbors.
Yes, and so
Okay.
you have kind of like a little space between the rooms that is going to be a shared bathroom.
I was just gonna ask, is it like a shared bathroom situation? Okay, cool.
Yes.
So we're gonna get real friendly with our neighbors.
Yep, yep.
Fantastic.
So, uh, if you want to do the role play, go right ahead. You know what? Let's see who gets there first because there's a bit of role play to. Or do you want to do a roll? You know what? Let's roll initiative. Everyone roll initiative. Just flat initiative.
Well, I was gonna say, role playing wise, if Kate's up to it. Kate was asking the question before all the stuff happened with Bucky. That she was like, "What classes do we have? Where are we? Blah blah blah."
Fair.
Yeah.
So if you want to do that role play, like you're walking up to your individual dorm buildings, go right ahead. It is
So
the three of you walking together, unless Alexi is not. Sorry, I don't want to throw you in there. Actually, Cedric,
you're
if
muted, buddy. You're muted, buddy.
Thank you for that. Yeah, I am walking with the rest of the party minus Bucky.
Okay, so this is going to go on concurrently with the argument that Bucky has with his sister.
Yes.
That's how I was thinking too.
So, all right, so the three of you, go ahead, take it away.
All right.
Yep.
So what all classes are you guys taking? Do you have any classes? Like, I want to know if we've got any classes together. I'm so excited.
Well, I believe we all have this magical physiologist class.
That's a core class. All first years have it.
So then
Yeah.
we all should be taking that together.
Yes.
Which, if you guys are curious about it, the schedule would also say that the class is being taught by Professor Veralda Lang.
Please spell that.
Veralda, Veralda, Lang, Lang.
Sure. So I would look at my schedule and go, well, we have magical physiologies with Miss Lang. What all do you have, Kai?
The first one that I was super excited to sign up for was calligraphy and penmanship. Just I want to make sure that everything is perfect when I'm writing in my spell book.
Alexi, would you say anything to that?
No, Lexi would just kind of smile and chuckle, but not really do anything to it.
I feel like, because I feel like Bernard I feel like Bernard would kind of do the same and then glare at you when you also snicker.
I feel like I'm missing something here.
No. Well, what else do you have? I could probably help you with your penmanship.
Oh my gosh, that would be wonderful. I also have reading runes.
Oh, you and I might actually have the class together then.
Oh, that's as friendly as I am. I'm always kind of terrified of everybody else, and I like to have study buddies. So,
Just real quick, Professor Lawrence Hawk. I will type it out.
Lawrence. Oh yeah. Actually, if I can make a request of the DM as we do the classes, if you have the teachers written down.
I do. I am individually
Awesome.
sending them.
Hell yes. Top tier. Love it.
This is probably the only other one that you all are going to find out.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, keep going, Kate.
all right, and then, just I also signed up for basic research methodology. Brain words. Methodology. There we go.
Yep, there we go.
Methodology, just because there are so many different types, and I'm doing the best research that I can, just so everything.
Interesting. I wish to be more of a practical researcher.
And then, obviously, as we were talking to Miss Sharpbeak, I signed up for both basic botany and care of magical creatures. I couldn't decide. They both sounded so interesting.
You all have quite a bit on your plate, it looks.
Probably do, but I can do it.
Being from the Feywild, you would have quite the leg up in most of in your class for care of creatures.
That is very, very true. It's definitely one of those things where I was more in like one of the bigger cities and not like kind of sheltered, so I didn't see many. So, sheltered life. So.
I get that. As far as all about cities, and I point to my shield.
Okay. So those are all my classes. What do you have?
Nothing of what you said. And I look back at my schedule.
The only class you and I might have together that is not magical physiologies is reading runes. Everything else I have picked with the goal of let's just say I am working towards.
Secrets.
Not a secret, just something I am not quite ready to share.
Okay.
I squinted Alexi again.
I do too, just kind of like I've got my eyes on you.
I squinted Alexi, and in my head I'm like, God, I hope to be as far away from this guy as I possibly can. And then I look down at my schedule and I go, I have, and then I look at my list and I go, poetry in physical form, basic combat, insert language here, 101.
Real quick.
Yeah.
What language would you want to speak? Because some of the more basic languages would be like everyone speaks Common.
So currently I speak Common, Sylvan, Elvish, and Dwarvish.
Okay, those are all languages offered. Also offered are Orcish, Gnomish, Draconic, and Celestial.
It would have been a thing of when Bernard was applying. when he was like 15 and a half or whatever age he applied for.
Uh-huh. Sitting it down
he
with his
would've
parents, that's a legal thing
yeah,
to do.
exactly. So I would think that like because at least both of my blood parents, my nest parents, because there are no dragons where I'm from, but there definitely are gods and other celestial beings. There would probably be like, hey, maybe try celestial. So I'll probably say that celestial is the language that I'm learning.
All right, let me write that
Plus,
down.
plus being a small owlin, the guttural tones of Draconic is probably not within my vocal strength quite just yet.
Cool.
Valid.
Cool.
So I'll write that down for myself as well. Celestial. Celestial 101 and planar relations.
Those sound very interesting. I mean, if I had the
Indeed.
choice, I'd probably take all of the classes, but that would be a lot.
It was very hard to choose. Yes. Hey, this is your room, I think. This is room 3411B, and I read it along the top of the room, or on top of the doorway.
Well, I'm gonna go take a nap. Lexi, we'll catch up later because you quite quiet over there. I'm just
I had an experience that was. I will share it with you later, but I am still mulling it over in my mind.
just
Glare at Alexi again.
I branch off and that way I can go get cleaned up and take a nap.
For sure. At that point, Bernard has not looked at his room number yet, and he just looks up at Alexi and goes, "Where's your room?"
I am in room 2212A. I don't suppose that is far from here. I would very much like to shower.
Okay. I'll help you find it, and then find my dorm after. And then I just start kind of like I look at the little campus map, and like looking at it, and I just kind of unless Alexi speaks, I walk in silence with him until we get to the dorm room.
I feel like Alexei would be very quiet until they got to the doors. Like, you have been very silent for now. Is there a problem?
No, no problem. This is your dorm, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then I pull out my little like tiny piece of paper with my dorm number on, it, and I go, I'm gonna go to my dorm number, dorm 212A. And
Alexei just looks at him.
I look at the door. I look at Alexi.
Well, that was convenient.
I crumple up the tiny paper, throw it on the ground, and storm into the dorm room.
Perhaps he just wants to shower first.
Okay, I'm done with my roleplay.
Okay,
Yeah.
give me 1 second. Let me finish typing out professors to everyone. So that is not what I want to spell.
I think
Let's
the
see.
closest person you'd be near is probably Kai, and she would be 2 floors above you from the looks of things.
Yeah, she and where did I put that page?
Kai is 3-411. Bucky is 3-210.
Yes, got it.
Like
you are both.
almost exactly 2 floors up.
Yep. You know what? I'm going to introduce something that I have been wanting to kind of experiment with. Because the whole premise of Strixhaven is the concept of magical experimentation. Thank you, Javen. Magical experimentation. And so there obviously would be modified versions of different spells. So what I was going to introduce was that concept that there is such a thing as a modified sending spell that doesn't cost a spell slot, but all you get is like 5 words. It. Real quick point of note that will probably come up instead. As you get into your room, probably about 2 minutes later, your brother walks into the room. He starts unpacking. Mm-hmm. Okay. Um, Roll me an Arcana check because you are sending a sending spell without any sort of exact target. Because if I remember correctly, the wording of sending actually says you have to see them. Or am I mixing this up with a
You're
different?
mixing it up with message.
Mixing up with. Okay, you're good. Message gets through. Kai, you hear that message. You are in your room. No one has shown up yet, but you get that message.
Just point of point of clarification. Would it be in like if I got it? It sounds like it's more of like it was like in my brain kind of thing.
It's
Or is it like a piece of paper that just kind of floats down in front of me?
You know what? I'm going to say that it is based on the sender themselves, like whether they want it to just be a piece of paper that appears or whether it's. Okay. Never mind. Cedric, thank you for that. So it just gets to the target as long as you're on the same plane of existence. Okay. Yep. So yeah, it's going to be a mixed version of message and sending. So you don't have to have line of sight, but it is pretty much just like 5 words.
Okay. But
Yeah.
but the point of that would be
what
I
I
can
wanted-
tell it's from Bucky, right?
Yeah. What I wanted to do was establish some sort of basic connection like messaging system that doesn't require you guys to be like, oh, I have to keep track of spell slots, otherwise I can't text my friends. So I just wanted to set up something that's like, it's just modified spell that you're just like, hey, words, there you go. So
Because not all of us will have the message cantrip.
yes, exactly. So I'm just making this as kind of like something that you guys, everyone knows. Everyone just something basic.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say it is words in your head that is in Bucky's voice. So as long as you recognize his voice, you know who it's from.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not stuttering and it's not Russian, so there's only one other person it could be.
Yeah.
And it's not an angry female who sounds like a bald eagle.
So is my dorm number considered one word, or is it like per?
No spaces, one word.
Okay. So I go ahead and scribble out the word dorm with my number next to it. Be 2 words. And with that, after that, meet up question mark.
I will say that the buildings that the dorms have kind of a courtyard that you can meet in if you want. Yeah.
Public area.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll respond with like the courtyard or common room or whatever for our building. Okay. And emoji thumbs up.
You don't. You get that.
Bing!
You get
Oh,
that, like,
noise.
basically the emojis that aren't compatible with certain devices, so it's just blocks. You get this blank message in your head. Just it's supposed to be a picture, but you just what
Ew.
is it?
My
Disgusting.
god. Unicode
No,
tofu is now a thing in Strixhaven. This is amazing.
I don't want to establish emojis. Nope, I just sent you yours, and you were the last one.
Okay. I'll leave that up to the DM.
Let me. No, right now is set a time for this kind of shit. So
All
as soon
right. Well, if that's the case, if y'all want to keep going, that's fine.
this is the first night in your dorms. You guys have this is the first night all of you are going to be away from home for a while. This is the first night that some of you are kind of maybe feeling homesick. Some of you are kind of feeling a sense of relief. Some of you are feeling anxious for what's to come. But this is the first time that you are all gaining a sense of personal freedom. You are allowed to make decisions outside of your own family's responsibilities. As heavy as some of those responsibilities are, you can still gain your own sense of individualism.
I have a few questions.
Cool.
First point, I'm I'm sure there's some bullshit that can happen between Alexi and Bernard getting into the same room together. So if we want to roleplay that, I'm happy to do that. Second question, after the roleplay, should you guys be okay with it between me and Alexi, what time of day is it? And also after we do that, we can do if Bucky and Kai want to do a thing, then we can all recollect in the middle at some point. Should we tie it all together?
Okay, so we have Bucky and Kai, and then Alexi and Bernard to do two separate role plays. I would say that it is getting into probably early evening, sunset kind of time of day. The scavenger hunt was supposed to take most of the day, and you guys really didn't get to the campus until, I would say, if they had the same sense of time, probably about 11 o'clock. So between the hours of 11 and probably 4 is when you guys were doing your whole scavenger hunt thing. It was taking a while because big crowds, took a while to get from place to place. It's like navigating Disney World during the summer. It is.
So, and in saying that, what time would dinner I'm assuming they feed us? They could not. I don't know.
It's kind of a cafeteria situation. Like, you go when you're hungry.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. So, Alexi, you want to hash this out real quick?
Oh yeah, absolutely I do.
Yeah, let's do you two.
So as I barge into the room, can you describe the dorm to me?
Sure. The dorms are all laid out, and Kai and Bucky, you are both kind of getting a sense of the same layout. As you get into the room, the dorm itself is kind of got 2 beds on the far sides of each room, and then as you go towards the middle, there is a space for a desk right next to the bed, so it's perpendicular up against the one wall, and then there is kind of a dividing closet wall where there is an open doorway to go to the back, the further living space. It is one room, but it's kind of separated living spaces. So I can do a rough sketch here just to kind of give you a sense of.
Cool. So there's definitely like 2 separate rooms for sure.
There's 2 separate rooms in each suite, and then there's 2 living spaces in each room for each individual person.
Being on the 2nd floor, would there be a balcony type situation?
No, no balconies.
No, so just a window.
For safety's sake, no balconies.
Gotcha. So just a window then.
Opens, but no balcony.
Gotcha. Cool. Yeah. Once you put the rough sketch out there, I'll kind of describe what Bernard does. Having his full chainmail like heavy armor on, big ol' like high. By the way, even when combat started, the backpack did not come off. It was on. No, he is so heavy at all times.
Heavy little owl.
Heavy little owl man. Cool. So I'll just say, because Ed described 2 like separate rooms and like there's like kind of dividing closet walls. I would go in, take a very quick like look around at it, and then just head for one of the rooms and close the door.
All right. I feel like Alexi would wait for him to do this and just be like, why? As soon as he sees Bernard just kind of like close the door, he imagines he just wants privacy and just kind of goes to his own door, quietly closes it, and starts taking off everything so he can get into a shower. Because
It's okay. So it's not.
It is not what I saw.
No, it is a longer. So then, me finish. That's the one side that I wanted to get you guys to be able to see.
Okay. So that's
Okay.
one suite. So they're separated by the closet.
They're separated by
yeah.
a closet, so there's a
Yeah.
walkway. Kind of, it's more of like a visual separation. Like you guys are still in the same room, but there's no actual physical barrier, if that makes sense.
So there is some method of privacy, but for the most part, it's a very open space.
Yes.
It's like a studio.
Okay, so if that's the case, then Bernard would immediately go to the bed farthest away from the door, and then like to himself quietly, he would see the desk there, and then immediately just kind of throw his like backpack on the bed near the desk. Where would the window be in this instance?
Just above the back bed, so it's kind of like stretching along the wall next to the bed that you took.
Okay. So where is the entrance door?
As you're looking at the picture,
Yeah.
it is. I realize I kind of sent it sideways. The entrance door is on the opposite of. So there's a square next to the bathroom picture that I sent.
Mm-hmm.
That's not like the
That
entrance
square.
hallway.
That square is kind of the entry hallway that separates the two. That splits you between the two suites, and the other door on the other side is the other suite. So then I didn't put the other door in. Sorry.
Gotcha. So yeah. Answer doesn't change. Bernard would take the bed southernmost side of this picture.
Yep.
So the one that's like kind of near the bathroom door.
Mm-hmm.
Typical fucking college to set the room out to where the door could potentially collide with one of the beds. Anyway.
Oh yeah. Yep. I had that bed in college.
Cool. So yeah, Bernard would just like take, not really thinking, he would take that bed and just kind of start unpacking there. This would take some time, and because there's no door to slam, this would only make Bernard even more uncomfortable, because this just reminds him of the home tree, where there was very little privacy.
Speaking of which, you want to know your sweet mate?
Not yet. Alexi, you can take it from there. Now that
Okay.
I've said my bit.
So, I feel like Alexei would see Bernard kind of getting the door closest to the bathroom, curse inwardly for a second because he really desperately wants a shower, but starts shucking off his stuff. Like, essentially just going to skivvies, and you just hear the clank as his coat just drops to the floor. The heavy metal plates just like banging against each other. But other than that, he just kind of starts unpacking. If Bernard wants to take a quick look, he can, but Alexei's mostly focused on making sure his stuff is where he wants it to go.
Okay. So do you go into your closet? Did either of you go into your closet?
I probably would at some, assuming that like both of us take like a good, it's probably 10, 15. How much can one backpack hold, right? So like I'd probably like, we also might have luggage, since this is kind of like a proper college dorm. So we may have had like, if Strixhaven has that kind of service, like had luggage taken to our rooms.
Mhm.
I feel like Alexei travels light anyway. So
Yeah,
he
you know what? I'll
packed a couple pairs of pants. So
Yeah.
Recon, I'll say that like there was a thing at the bottom of the walkway you guys first entered on. That was like, put your luggage here to place to your dorm assignment kind of thing, and just like leave your luggage. You guys could.
Yeah. So Bucky would have like a grand total of like maybe a week and a half worth of like clothes.
Mhm.
Obviously one set of armor, some like, so just maintenance kits for the armor, et cetera, and he'd probably start unpacking all that into the closet.
Okay. So as soon as either one of you go into your closet, actually this is the same for all of you. When you go into your closets, you find 3 uniforms. Your first year uniforms. They are.
Are they
they
are
are-
they my sized? Or are they
They
too
are.
or are they a little too big?
They they're. You know what? Strangely enough, they're actually not fitted for a avian species.
Of course they aren't.
You may have to either take them down. Sorry, I rolled to see your luck, and I rolled a nat 1.
I look at it, kind of look over the shirt, and just kind of sigh to myself, hang it back up, and then just make a mental note to Geo. I know there's so many avian species at this school, but I just kind of look at the uniform and I just go, and hang it back up. Make a mental note to modify it later if I have time.
Ableist jerks.
Getting the real shit
Again.
end of the stick, huh, buddy?
I
Yeah.
rolled for it. It was a nat 1. So
The dice tell the story.
The dice tell the story. All right, so you guys are unpacked. You found your, albeit not exactly 100% your uniform, but here you go. What would you like to do from there?
At that point, if Alexi goes into the bathroom, I would just Bernard would just kind of watch him, like just hanging stuff up in the closet. I would just have rotate my head and keep an eye on you as you go into the bathroom.
Yeah. So I figure at this point you're kind of used. I wouldn't say used, but Alexei doesn't have his disguise self spell up anymore. He just kind of walks into the bathroom, and you just hear the water start running, and he just tries to get desperately clean. When he walks out, he's wearing one of the new school uniforms because it's the only clean clothes he has right now.
So I would
also-
say, yeah, go for it.
One more real quick thing. As you get in, the shower is one of those showers that kind of like seals in, so that way for other species that need to have like a full bath, like full body bath, you can seal it up and fill it up.
Gotcha. For the aqueous species among us.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you come out of the bathroom, leaning up against the writing desk, is kind of very neatly propped up is Bernard's full suit of armor with his shield just kind of set kind of against the chest piece, but like the corner of the shield anchoring on the ground, kind of just like as a very neat, kind of like if you were to fold your armor,
Yeah.
fully with like the gauntlets still attached to the chainmail sleeves, the boots still attached to the chainmail greaves, like fully the body. It's just like a hollow shell of my armor, and Bernard is nowhere to be seen.
I feel like that would be kind of interesting because you'd be like, where the fuck did Bernard go? But then, can I make a perception check to see if I see Bernard?
Bernard, are you actively hiding?
I will message you of what I have done.
Okay. Give me a second.
So I'll wait for that, and then I'll wait for Ed to give me a DC.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool. Yeah, go ahead and make the stealth check.
I make a stealth check?
No. I'm sorry, not stealth. Perception, Cedric.
Ah, okay.
Nat 20.
Yeah, he's just not here.
Oh, what a waste.
Well,
You look out the window, and you kind of see an owlin off in the distance, just kind of flying around. You know what? With a nat 20, yeah, you see Bernard just kind of flying above the buildings, just leisurely coasting around.
I would probably also say with it if I may interject with the nat 20. He
Yeah,
would
describe
see.
how.
Yeah, without the armor, Bernard is just wearing like these thin little like kind of airbender-esque pants.
Yeah.
With just sort of like a sort of like linen tank top. Mostly to prevent chafing, but just like a linen sort of tank top. With like a little kind of tie near like the center of the collar, like where the V goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bernard is just kind of, as he kind of exactly how owls fly, where it's just like like 3 beats and then just sort of like a glide. Bernard is just sort of circling the campus, getting a lay of the land.
I feel like Alexei would just kind of see that, nod approvingly. Not that Bernard needs it, but then he goes back to his room and he pulls out a journal and begins to write in his inhumanly precise handwriting.
That fancy script.
Yes.
Okay. You know what? Real quick, I'm going to set this up and then we're going to change scene. As you are sitting there, please explain to me real quick how the thing last session that you gave to the other person, how that works, or if you want to.
So they let me double check how it works because I don't think it's one-time use, but I want to double check before I do that.
Okay.
So it should work. It is a one-way messaging system.
Okay. So you message them or they message you?
They have the option to message me. It is not. Okay. It is not. I can message them.
Okay.
I cannot do that. They can only message me.
Fair.
Let me double check that that's what happens. But I'm really with the Eerie token, telepathic message. Yeah, it's essentially just a sending spell for 25 miles.
Cool. Which is pretty much the.
No, I read that wrong. I can send them a message. And it does not say if they can respond, but that would be really weird if I couldn't. They couldn't. It says, option, you can send a telepathic message to the creature holding or carrying the token. As long as you're within 10 miles, message may contain up to 25 words. That's really weird.
Does it say that they can't respond, or it just doesn't mention either way?
It doesn't mention responding.
Okay. Let's just say for mechanics purposes that they can respond once after you've sent it.
Okay.
So it has to be back and forth, not just continues. So, you get the thought that you remember you gave that person the token. And with that, we are going to switch to the other two. Geo, Kate, or Bucky, Chimeras. Kai, you have just got what you guys agreed to meet in the common area, correct?
Yeah.
Kai, you're on the 4th floor, correct?
Yeah.
So Bucky, you would have gotten down there first. Kai, how would you appear? Would you be wearing the same thing, or?
I probably would have taken a few minutes to kind of get cleaned up,
Hmm.
but generally the same casual clothes that I came in.
Fun, fun.
So, um, I go ahead and got down there and notice Bucky and be like, "Hi, you okay, bud?" I'm all right. Um, been better, but I feel a lot better after the the potions and the juice and kind of taking a little moment to breathe. That was not used to having that experience before. No, I mean I'm pretty bookish. Andraste's a little bit more of a fighter than I am, but like still not. We don't really. Well, she more fights with her words and not necessarily fits, but we don't really fight, if you will. Yeah, you can call me Kai or you can call me Riss. It's okay, it happens. I mean, it came to us. I there was a reason I tried to cast one of my protection spells on myself before I did anything, and I mean that didn't do me a lot of good, but I tried. Hmm? I Yeah, I well you jumped right in there. Uh I casted it kind of it's like a uh armor that kind of protects my physical body a little bit, but I don't think I must not have casted it right because I casted it and then I don't know. Yeah.
You got your ass, dude.
Damn! Wow, calling her out.
So, I mean, I'm hoping not that. Well, not saying that we'll have that experience again, but I'm gonna try to be better prepared next time. Well, I mean, I think generally will have more like heads up if we are going to be like fighting something like that. I think that was just a really random thing to happen. Maybe if third or fourth year was trying to play a trick and just unleashed it. I don't. You did. You didn't let anybody down. Honestly, I probably let you all down because I couldn't do anything. But at this, if sure. Andraste. She is my older sister. So we're pretty close. I mean, there are times where we disagree, but um, our mom wasn't always there. So, um, being the younger, even though I'm just barely younger, Andraste kind of felt was able to kind of like take care of me a little bit. Um, and I know she doesn't get along with, um, so there are things that we've just kind of had to work through. Um, but don't get me wrong, there are things that I've done that definitely annoyed her. Well, like when I was learning shocking grasp, I would just kind of walk around the house and just like touch her, and it would shock her, and I would kind of I would do it a few times. She was not very happy with me about that, but I was just learning and practicing. So, but especially being a younger sibling, sometimes it's kind of hard. But just I know that Dre wants the best for me, and we protect each other. Sorry, I made the mistake of reading the chat.
No, you're good. Don't
Sorry. Again, don't pay attention to the chat. What did you
interrupt
just
this.
say?
Don't interrupt this. This is good. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Please.
I mean, there are times where Dre and I haven't been friendly with each other, but we're siblings, and I'm sure. I mean, I don't know your whole history with Stacy. Like, there definitely seems to be a little ruffled feathers, if you will, there. Um, um, but I do think she cares about you.
Um, as like kind of interrupting you, there is a shape in the air that is kind of rapidly coming towards you guys. And as it comes closer, it stays the same size and in fact gets smaller as it comes towards you. Um, um, as Bernard swiftly and gracefully with his wings spanning just a little over his size, uh, gracefully sweeps up and lands. Bernard's wings kind of reaching out about a maybe half a foot on both sides of his arms, um, glides in and stands before you. Now, instead of the 3 foot three, is now 3 foot, and instead of the almost 70 pounds, is just shy of 40 as he stands before you and goes, hi guys.
Buddy?
I am severely distressed.
What?
Eh, my roommate's an undead, and I pound my fist into my palm. Me too. Honestly, it's Alexi. Uh, uh, Alexi is something that's called hex blood, and I'm like getting even more manic with each stutter as I like look into my like clenched hands.
I would say we're friends.
Lexi is a hex blood.
Can I make a lore check or a history or
History, lore. Lore is history. This
If
is
if
Star Wars.
if Alexi's from the Feywild, could she do it with advantage?
Actually, yes.
Lore knowledge.
Yes. Geo, if you want to make a history check, would be doing. Okay. Okay. Okay.
my new dice are not. I would like to point out my new dice did great for the first 2 rolls that I made today. Not so much.
Anytime else.
Yep. That would be a 10.
Yep. You got. Hex bloods are a problem in the outskirts of the city, but as far as that else goes, you thought that they were like it was a disease that like rodents got or something.
Cool. Cool.
So does Kai just think it's like an STD?
Yep.
As you guys are all doing this, you just get a little poof as a message appears in front of all of you in inhumanly precise handwriting that just says, "Please meet Biblioplex 2 hours."
Yeah.
He knows we're talking. I've had pointed them.
Make an insight.
Wait, me?
Yes, make an insight with disadvantage.
Okay.
Sure, all of you. Kai and Bucky flat. Bernard disadvantage.
You're so at disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. You're the one that's paranoid about that.
19.
I rolled a 7. I rolled a 17 and a 5. I got a 7.
Okay. Yeah, this is super sus. Super sus. You don't know
Yeah,
what's
so
gonna happen,
when
but Gio, what'd
the
you get?
message-
18. Okay. Yeah, this is just he just wants to meet up and maybe talk a little bit more.
everyone but me. I, I look around the air and I go, he knows.
Okay. He might just want to explain himself to us.
Why was he hiding it from us in the halls, Kai?
Wise.
I very loudly grunt. No. I'd rather be there if he tries something. Fine.
Do we need to get you some tea? or some sort of calming herb.
You do know that there's a cafe in the Biblioplex that's open 24 hours.
Does the cafe sell cups of boundless coffee?
The cafe doesn't, but the school store right next door does.
All right, I feel like that will be something Alexei purchases when he has enough money.
Uh,
I would wait until like the last minute where I would logically think Alexei would leave our dorm.
mhm.
Bernard thinks of discouragingly. And then when logically he would leave to meet in 2 hours, I would sneak into the dorm, get into my armor, and then meet them all there.
Love it.
Alexei,
Yeah. But by all means, we can take time and talk. But
yeah, this is 2 hours. Just real quick, you're gonna go to the cafe or the store after this to? Okay, real quick, go ahead.
Absolutely, hon.
All right, gang. So we'll meet in the and I stutter on for like a full minute. Biblioplex in 2 hours. I'll see you all there. Be prepared. And I fly away. I fly away.
Okay. Okay. You know what? Real quick, Geo, what as Bucky goes to the Biblioplex, you can make a stop at your new job and get your work out a schedule with your new boss because you do have your school schedule now. I mean, it's just one of those things. Is like I'm coming up with things that you guys are gonna do in the meantime that'll be. All right, so we'll say
If
that's
it-
what you do.
Yeah,
You just,
if it saves time, just message.
Messages
I
the
mean,
person.
Just whenever.
I didn't come up with a school schedule like specific, so I'm just gonna say like you go there, you kind of work it out with your new boss, and she gives you the names of your new coworkers that you're going to be starting with. Yep, and then so Bernard, you're kind of acting sketchy. You're kind of waiting for Alexei to leave and then go get your full gear.
I feel like in full owl sense, I'm like perched in a tree somewhere, just like honing my hearing in on my dorm room specifically and waiting for just like a door sound, and then I fly quickly into my dorm and get into my armor.
There's a few students that pass by as like, is that someone up in the? Oh, it's oh my. Okay,
I pay them no mind. I'm on a
you
mission.
don't even know what's happening.
I'm on a mission.
So
Hi.
Alexei leaves at about half an hour before the scheduled time.
Mhm.
As soon as that front door shuts, I am zooming through the window again.
Okay, you do that. It takes you like it's almost instantaneous to put your armor on because you are so used to putting it on at this point.
So stat wise, and this is just going forward, stat wise, putting on armor takes 10 full minutes.
Mhm.
It's up to the DM how long it takes me to put on my armor, but
Well, you
Stat-wise.
have. He's not.
Well, no. So what I'm gonna say, unless Eddie had something to say about it, I would fly in, get into my armor, walk out the door, and then take an alternate route to get to the biblioplex, no matter how long it took.
You get there about 5 minutes after everyone else, like a good 5 minutes after the scheduled meeting time.
I'm fully armed. I am...
Yeah. I will wave and head over to. I'll head over to Bucky or a little bit early.
For time's sake, I'm gonna say that this is just like, hey, thanks for meeting me. Kai, if you were gonna go at the same time, you'd all meet up there.
Yep.
But Alexi, if you would like to go from there and take them where you want them.
Well, it was good of you to come, but there is. I actually asked you here for a reason. Would you mind coming over to the stairs for me? There is someone I'd like you to meet. They might be able to explain some things better than myself.
Starting to like.
Right. I lead them over to where I last met Win.
Am
Uh,
I here yet, or do I meet them walking out of the thing?
you probably, yeah, you meet them walking
Okay.
out.
All right, cool.
I as this is happening, I lock eyes with Bernard and kind of like, we good? Okay. I'm starting to feel a little like, just kind of like starting to feel a little nervous, but like.
It like right near your ear, you just hear a little whisper that just goes right, and then I jump off. I jump off my chair, take my shield, and walk shield first behind Alexi.
All right, that is a little sus, but yeah, Alexi, you just hear the chink 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 of Bernard in full armor.
Having no idea that he distrusts me. So.
Fair. You guys all are led to the Hall of Oracles, and Alexi, it's not that difficult to find them. They are in the same spot that you met before earlier that day. And just they spot you and wave. This kind of
Should I send them the picture?
they kind of, I'll send it real quick, but they kind of have a little suspicious look on their face, just wondering who these other people are. But you all see, come on, thank you, that this person.
Who on earth?
Hello, we. Good to see you again.
And it is a pleasure to see you again as well.
These are my friends and apparently my roommate as well in one of these persons' case. Everyone, this is Win. You might remember I was absent for a time during the riddle hunt portion. I was talking to this person.
Hello.
I remember I was gonna ask, but hi, nice to meet you. But who exactly are you?
It is a pleasure to meet you. I recognize you all the ones as who stayed behind as everyone else fled the biblioplex. My name, as Alexia said, is Win. I am Win Carlisle. Alexi and I'm not sure how much he's explained. I am a fellow worshiper of Athreos. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be explaining here. And they kind of like glance over to you like, Wynn was fully expecting to have a private conversation, and now this is kind of a group conversation.
I apologize for springing this on you. It is more. I do not enjoy secrets. And let us just say that Femeris wanted to know what happened. I figured it would be better to show rather than tell.
Ah,
Anytime Alexei looks at us, I'm like full just nodding and understanding, but as soon as he looks away, I'm squinting and shaking my head in disgust.
Nope. Well, yeah, uh, Alexei, I'm not sure how much you would care to divulge about yourself, but I I came here fully expecting for us to get to know each other a little bit more.
Well, there is more time than that, and if you need another token, I can give you one. But for now, I thought we might just enjoy some company and get to know each other in
What
a more
what
formal
what
setting.
what do you mean another token?
Oh, I have this ability where I can do something perhaps unsettling to most, but if I give a part of myself to somebody, I can talk to them over a very long distance for a short time.
Yes, Lexi here saw fit to give me a tooth of his, and they just kind of
I put my talons to my chin and I just go, why?
It
yeah.
is an ability that Hexbloods share. It is one of the ways that we are able to
Mm,
keep ourselves safe, as it were.
I do believe that this is something that you can do. I unfortunately am not able to do it.
Oh no, I did not. I am not saying that you are a Hexblood, Wayne. Trust me, I am not trying to insinuate that.
That is understandable. I'm just making sure that there's no misunderstandings. I am actually what you you would call a Damphir.
I also have no idea what that is.
For those of you that whether you failed or not to know what a hexblood is, it is the same to what know a Damphir.
Oh,
Alright.
well then, yeah, I rolled like a 16 or something to know what a hexblood was. So what's a Damphir?
Damphir are kind of they're like vampires, but they're not full vampires. But they're not like vampire spawn.
So they're like vampire born?
Yes,
Okay.
in a
Think of
weird.
them
Can
like,
I,
yeah, think
can
of
I
them
roll
like
an insight on
half-turned.
this person?
Sure.
Okay. Would I do this also at disadvantage because I'm distrustful of this whole situation?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. My mother was human. Father is still a vampire.
9 in total for my insight check. I rolled
Uh,
this. Once again, I rolled a 17 and like a 7, so a 9.
yeah, Damphirs are. He just explained that he's the half vampire, so it's about what you got.
Yes.
So, but vampire like blood drinkers?
I mean, sometimes I partake, yes. No one in particular. He's honestly no one of use anymore. He, uh, he and I parted ways a long time ago. I, I, I have to say, I am also a bit of a disadvantage, but
Let us put it this way. There is perhaps not some discomfort, but apparently some dislike or disgust concerning this place where I am from.
mm, would that be the?
And where yes, yes, and I point at Bucky before I start stuttering again.
Hmm. Perhaps, Lexi, we should get a private room.
I think this is for the best. If
Yes.
you would like to follow us, we will find someplace a bit more private, and I will explain partially my reason for choosing the courses I have, and also why I am a little hesitant to speak of where I am from.
I
It is not something I wish for everyone to hear. Not
and it is
everyone will react well.
no, no,
I
they won't.
I squint even harder at these two.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Uh,
like as we walk, I have my shield firmly in front, and I have my left hand, have my hand on my sword the entire time.
as they kind of lead you to a private area, it's um, I mean, Win has no problem with letting you keep an eye on them. They are quite used to being side-eyed, if you will. So they gladly just stay right within your eyesight.
I use unbeknownst to Bernard, I use my divine sense for the first time. I'm assuming both Win and Alexia are both undead in nature.
I don't think hexbloods are undead.
Nope, they identify as fey creatures.
Yeah. So I don't know if that would ping your uh whatever,
So
but
so you watch as like, well, I mean, I don't know if anyone would like really notice this because as much as possible, Bernard would try and push himself between Bucky and Kai, between Win and Alexi.
mhm.
But his eyes start to glow just a little bit as he sort of starts to activate this sort of what he's described before as a gut feeling towards these two potential assailants that he is now suspicious of. Um, so he's scanning the both of them, and when Alexi pings as a fey creature, he's kind of taken aback just a little bit and takes his hand off of the hilt, but still is like at the ready and is now more confused than before.
Does that work on Win?
I detect celestials, fiends, and undeads. So if anything, Alexi wouldn't ping at all.
That's
Yeah,
true.
no. So you don't know that he's Fey. You just know he's not.
Yeah, so he just doesn't. Yeah, he just doesn't ping as a demon, a celestial, or
Undead.
something in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Win
Which
does.
I believe, yeah, I was going to say Dampier would.
Yes. So you
The
guys
shield stays
get,
up, but the sword is now at rest.
you guys get to kind of a private kind of a private booth in the cafe area. Um, it's later at night. It's not as crowded, so it's not really that
I
there's
feel
no-
like Alexei's like still holding on to a cup of coffee.
yeah. So Win gestures for you all to sit down. It's at the same booth. So, what? How much do you want to know? I'm not sure which part of ourselves I'm explaining.
What questions do you all have?
I mean, I'm just kind of confused as to, yeah, that.
Mostly to clear the air because
Hmm.
What
Uh,
what are your courses? Why are you here? What are you? Why are you undead? Like not stuttering at all. Like fully focused. Why are you undead? Are you evil?
uh,
Like I'm fully like for
okay.
sure. Um I start pointing fingers, I start yelling, I start like immediately interrogating both of these two.
Yep. And Alexei just looks at Win with the knowing eyes of just like, this is what I was expecting.
Yes.
And then as soon as I finished asking questions, fully in the process of asking stuff, I have fully stood on the table, shield in front of both of you, and just like as I after I finish asking, hand on hilt, shield on the table, and just like squinting over the shield.
See, this is
Oh.
more what I was expecting.
All right. Well, no stranger to these kinds of lines of questioning. As far as the undead, I was just born this way. I didn't choose it. My father is the one that chose it.
You said you partake. What does that mean?
I do tend to need blood sustenance every once in a while. Not as often as my father or someone of his persuasion. But yes, the hunger rises from time to time. If you're concerned about your own neck, I've tried avian. Bland. As far as where I'm from, not really from anywhere in particular. You could say I'm from the mist. Uh, could say I'm shouldn't even be here. But the truth is, where Alexi and I have a homeworld in common is the fact that we are from what's called a domain of dread. Now, that is the fancy name. What they actually are is more of a mass prison. It's not a pretty
the
place.
reason I am taking the course as I am is to get out. I am tired of being somebody else's pawn.
And what courses are you taking? As I sort of like unsheath my sword just a little bit and hold my shield up more towards Win.
I am taking combat magic, a study of eloquence, theoretical physics, and reading runes.
What one more time, Cedric?
Combat magic.
A study of eloquence, theoretical physics, and reading runes.
Okay. Bernard kind of blinks a couple of times, kind of swivels his head back to Kai. swivels his head to Bucky. And kind of in like a sense of trying to see what you both think of this whole situation. Geo, to fill you in, I'm now on the table. Shield in front of both Win and Alexi. More towards Win now, because Win has described that he has had avian blood before.
But also described it as
that doesn't help Win's case in Bernard's eyes. If anything, that makes him more uncomfortable, and we'll get to that in a second. But Alexi has just said their courses that they're taking. Winds describe themselves as being from nowhere in particular, which again, unnerves Bernard. All kinds of pings going off about Win, at least with Bernard. I've swiveled my head to Kai and you as well to kind of gauge what you guys are feeling, and I'm going to just wait for you guys to speak first, but I am very cautious of this newcomer.
It's not fair. I know that they're from the. Not really. I mean,
I described the domains of dread and what they are, which is that they are just mass prisons.
yes.
Okay. So you
I am not
you
fond
said
of
you
having.
wanted out?
Yes. I am tired of being a prisoner in someone else's jail, and I would like to live my life on my own.
So you're trying to get rid of the stigma that maybe this one right here, as Kai points to Bernard, might have about you.
Not just that. I am. Chimeras, when you died, how did it feel?
I mean, it was weird. Like I've never felt that way, but like I'm not fully sure what happened. I just when I was back, I was kind of in pain.
What you experienced is a daily, almost ritual for people in the domains of dread. We do not have the choice of actually dying. We just come back. I would like to escape that. I would like to have a life and know that one day it will end.
Okay.
I cannot do that if I'm a prisoner. I cannot do that if I'm a prisoner in someone else's motherfucking hellhole that brings me to life constantly. I'm
Yeah.
trying to get out. Strixhaven is one of my ways.
Okay. Yeah.
And that way,
Okay, now can I roll another insight check, but this time normally?
Sure. You've had the domains of dreads explained to you. You can.
Natural 17.
Alexi, you see that both Alexi and Win are honestly just running. They're not trying to let me put it this way: Alexi and Win. And let me know if I'm overstepping here, Cedric. But Alexi and Win are people who've never had a choice and are trying to get to a point where they um, they have the capabilities of making that choice or getting the choice to be given to them. If that makes sense.
That's exactly the way I would put it.
So, as Alexi starts talking, Bernard finally gets off the table and sits back in his seat.
If it makes you feel any better, I have a system in place where I will not be feeding from anyone here on campus.
That's
I nod once.
cool. Get your own cafe.
In a sense, let's just say that Witherbloom can be wild at night.
Oh boy. And you see Kai just kind of like second guessing all of her classes.
They kind of like look at you in a like they see that you're the nature person and maybe they're gonna go to Witherbloom, but just kind of do a sly wink.
One of the other reasons to bring this up is I feel like I am going to need help.
Help with what?
Getting out of prison.
This is very true. While both of us have gotten out of our domains, we are still tethered.
They are still home, so to speak. But think of it like an umbilical cord. Unless it is cut, there is
I have no idea what that is. I'm a bird. Neither would Bucky, I don't think.
no, you
we're
are the
fucking
wooden.
birds.
It is a chain that tethers us to where we are from. Not everyone can see the chain, but it is still there, and it is very difficult to break. And there are a lot of people out there who have these chains and never had the choice. We were born with this. Many of us die many times with it. Those who are lucky end up lost. But there is rarely ever any escape.
It is extremely rare, but it has been known to happen.
And I like this one. He's very foolishly optimistic. And it gives me a little bit of hope.
Agreed.
And even at that, Bernard smiles a little bit.
Well,
I will help
I've-
all of you if you do not mind helping me.
I'll do my best. Put my brain to work.
Figure something out. We have years to study at Strixhaven. I am not sure that this is going to be an immediate concern. But I figure if we want to work together, might as well start with all the cards on the table, so to speak.
I kind of stand up on my stool a little bit. Put one hand on the table so I can lean forward. And go. What's a community without acceptance? And I hold out a hand to shake Alexi.
Lexi takes Bernard's hand with a very quiet smile.
I don't shake it, but I do grasp it, and then I let go.
Better than nothing.
I don't regard Win very much, but I just go, you're okay too. Don't feed off of students. I look away.
Win just chuckles. Well, if that is it, I do believe I've revealed quite a lot about myself this evening. Quite a bit more than I was expecting to. They kind of like glance towards Alexi. Just
it's for the best. I would have killed you otherwise. And I look away again.
You would have tried. You may have succeeded in some way, but nothing that would have lasted.
I swivel back slowly and stare at this thing. I breathe so hard that my chest plate rises just a little bit, and then I slowly exhale through my nose.
I'll let Alexi here explain that one, but I can see that I'm making things tense. So if I may make my leave, everyone, it was interesting meeting you all. Alexi, anytime.
This
And-
time, I believe you'll have to come find me.
Fair enough.
And Lexi says that with a almost like coy smile.
Fair enough. And then they get up, so just kind of gently nods to the group and takes off, just walks away. And with that, I think we'll call it. Unless you guys want to do a little quick wrap up scene.
I mean that's good enough for me, honestly.
I'm tired. I got
Yeah.
so open in the morning.
Yeah, I realized halfway through this scene, like the introduction of this scene, I'm like, oh shit, it's already 11 o'clock.
It's so hard when you enjoy a campaign so much.
Oh yeah, it's hard to stop
it.
I'm so glad that I'm setting stuff up for you guys to have fun.
I fucking hate that thing. I don't know what it is, but I hate it.
Are you win?
I don't acknowledge the name of it. I look away.
Yes.